What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Water Juice channel. Welcome to the NCAA tournament. It's March Madness time, baby. It's March Madness. And we are going to be filling out a bracket here. I've already got two brackets filled out. My two official, kind of just my brackets that I want. But this one is going to be my official YouTube bracket. As you can see, I have Official Juice YouTube bracket as the name. So this one is going to be the official one that we go through, and it'll be the canon one. If you guys are anime fans or kind of comic book fans or something, it'll be the canon one. So I guess let's go straight into it. To go a little bit of background, I have watched a little bit of college basketball. Well, no, I haven't really watched a lot of college basketball except for the Ohio State Buckeyes. I've watched the Buckeyes, but I've kept up with it. I know Gonzaga's a beast. I know Baylor's pretty good. I know Illinois is really good from experience, and Michigan I hate, so we won't even acknowledge them. So getting into this, it's going to be a little bit of a mixed bag. There might be some upsets. There might not be. There might be some one seeds that go to the Final Four. We don't know. We don't know yet. So getting straight into it, we've got the round of 64 over on the west side of the bracket. We've got Gonzaga, the number one seed. They're undefeated in the season. They're the best team in NCAA. They're the unanimous number one seed. And they're going up against a play-in game between, I'm assuming that's Norfolk and Appalachian State. I don't know either. Well, they're not beating Gonzaga. So Gonzaga's moving on. Then we've got an 8 seed Oklahoma and a 9 seed Missouri. And this one on my other brackets gave me a little bit of trouble. I think Missouri's pretty decent, but Oklahoma is also pretty decent. So I think I'm going to take Oklahoma on that one. Moving to 5 versus 12, UCSB, the 12 seed. If you want to go for upsets in a bracket, you got to go for either the 5-12s or the 13-4s. Those are usually where you get your upsets in the brackets. And this one, I'm going to pick up an upset. I'm going to pick UCSB as an upset pick against Creighton. I don't think Creighton's that good this year. Yeah, they have a 5 seed in the tournament, but I don't think that they're that great. And if I'm not mistaken, they're coming off of some big losses, right? Creighton enters the tourney in relatively good position. Okay, so they're in good position. I could have sworn they came some big losses. They lost to Kansas by 1. They split with Villanova. All right, so they're not horrible. 22-4 for UCSB. I think they could make an upset here. So I'm going to take them here. Virginia and Ohio. I don't think Ohio really stands a chance. Virginia is gonna win. I think they're the defending champs, aren't they? Virginia's the defending champs from 2019, not 2020, obviously, because we didn't have a tournament in 2020. The 6-seeded USC versus either Wichita State or Drake. I'm gonna take USC. It's hard to pick the play-in teams. I mean, yeah, they could win. They could win their play-in game, and then they could beat the team in the round of 64. But it's too hard. You can't really take. There is one play-in game that I might consider later on down the bracket. We'll get to that. But moving on to the 3-seeded Kansas Jayhawks versus Eastern Washington. Kansas is going to win that. No question about that. Oregon versus VCU. Now, you know I mentioned that upsets come 5-12, 13-4. There are some rare occasions where upsets come 7-10. But not this time. Oregon's taking it. Oregon is taking it. 2 versus 15. Iowa versus Grand Canyon. Iowa with Luka Garza is just too good against a team like that. So Iowa's taking that one. We've got over on the south side of the bracket. South side. We've got Baylor and Hartford. Baylor's winning that. North Carolina, Wisconsin. This one is a tough one. Out of all the competition in the round of 64, out of all the matchups, this one's probably the toughest one because North Carolina's kind of up and down. Wisconsin's kind of up and down. I think I got to go North Carolina on that one. I know that a lot of people are probably going with North Carolina because they're the 8 seed. I just got to go with North Carolina. I think they're a better team than Wisconsin. Nova and Winthrop. I'm going to go with Nova. I don't think there's an upset there. Purdue and North Texas. Purdue's going to take that one. Texas Tech, who was in the finals against Virginia in 2019. I think they beat Utah State. Arkansas versus Colgate. Arkansas wins. Florida, Virginia Tech. Could go either way, I guess. I guess you say Florida wins that. And then Ohio State versus Oral Roberts. We're not going to make any jokes about that. Ohio State wins easy. Clean sweep. Now that we've got the top side of the bracket, we scroll down here to the east. We've got Meat Chicken versus... Who are these teams? MSM and Texas... I'm guessing that's Texas Southern, but who's MSM? I'm not 100% sure. Well, they're going to win, obviously. I hate that, but they're going to win. They'll get out of the round of 64. LSU versus Saint Bonaventure. LSU's got some sneaky good players. So, if you haven't been watching a lot of LSU basketball, I haven't been watching a lot of LSU basketball, but I'm pretty sure they have a NBA prospect on their team. Newcomer of the year, Cameron Thompson. Is that who it is? No, it's Trendon Watford. That's right. Trendon Watford is, I think, their NBA prospect. He's pretty good. So, I'm going to take them. Colorado and Georgetown. Colorado and Georgetown is an interesting. It's another 5-12 matchup. On both of my brackets, I swapped these picks because I can't decide what I want to do. I think Colorado's got the squad. To beat Georgetown. Georgetown's a pretty decent team, but I think Colorado's got it. Florida State versus UNC Greensboro. Florida State sweeps them right there easy. This is the matchup that I was talking about. Number 6 BYU versus either Michigan State or UCLA. Now, this is the matchup that I was talking about where the playing game could end up winning. The team that plays in this game could end up beating the team in the round of 64. I don't think MSU is that great, though. I watched them in the Big Ten. Trust me, I watched them in the Big Ten and during the season and during the tournament. They were not that great. Yeah, they did beat the Buckeyes, but that was during one of the Buckeye slumps that they tend to have. And I'm going to take BYU. Either way, if MSU wins or if UCLA wins, I think BYU still beats them. Texas versus Abilene Christian. Texas wins that. Yukon versus Maryland. Oh, I don't know. Maryland used to have a good squad. What are they looking like now? They can fill it up from deep, so they're a good three-point shooting team. Eric Ayala and Aaron Wiggins give the Terps experienced backcourt, some size. After some midseason struggles, they really hit their stride down the stretch. So UConn's getting some good stuff late in the season. This is really a tough one. They're 0-4 against top 25, but they really haven't played a lot of teams. 15-7. They must have got hit with some virus issues. I think I'm going to take UConn in this one. I think UConn will edge them out. And then Bama and Iona. Bama, easy win. Over in the Midwestern side, Illinois, I think are they the number 2 1 seed? I think they were right after Gonzaga. I'm going to take them anyway against Drexel. They're not losing to that. Loyola, Chicago, and Georgia Tech. Loyola Chicago is not the best team, but they're not the worst. They've got some decent players. They're 24-4, so they're not horrible. They've got some opportunities here. They won the... Georgia Tech is coming off of an ACC tournament championship, and they've got the ACC Player of the Year, Moses Wright. Ooh. You know what? I'm going to take the 9 seed Georgia Tech. That's probably not that big of a shock because they're so close together, 8-9, but I'm going to take Georgia Tech on that one. Tennessee and Oregon State. I think Tennessee wins that. Oklahoma State and Liberty. Oklahoma State's got Cade Cunningham, so he's going to wipe the floor with Liberty. Then we've got San Diego State and Syracuse. Oh, can the Cuse win? Nah, they never really do that great. I'm going to take San Diego State in that one. West Virginia versus Morehead State. We're going to take Virginia. Clemson and Rutgers. I hate Rutgers, so we're going to take Clemson. Houston and Cleveland State. Houston wins that. So now we are on to the round of 32. Gonzaga versus Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner. They get beat. Gonzaga's too good. They're not losing to an 8 seed. And then we've got UCSB versus Virginia. Now, I think UCSB had a good run. They upset a huge upset with number 5 Creighton, but I think their journey ends here. Their dancing is done. Virginia wipes the floor with them. It is a 1-4 in the Sweet 16. Then we go down to number 6 USC versus number 3 Kansas. Now, I haven't really been following a lot of Kansas basketball this year. Usually they have a pretty decent team because they recruit pretty well, but I don't know. I haven't really followed them like I usually would because they don't really have a great scorer like they usually do, like Andrew Wiggins, Joel Embiid, guys like that. So I do like Evan Mobley. He's a very good prospect for the NBA, very good player. He's big. I think I'm going to take the 6-seeded USC Trojans over Kansas. Then we got Oregon versus Iowa. I think Oregon's run is over. I think Luka Garza is just too good to stop, or for Oregon to stop. So they move on to the Elite 8, or to the Sweet 16, excuse me. Round of 32 over on the south side. Baylor versus North Carolina. Baylor takes that one. North Carolina is just not that great this year. Nova and Purdue. Nova usually has a pretty decent tourney team. They usually get some good production out of the tournament. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, good prospect in the NBA. Colin Gillespie's very good too. Oh no, they lost him. Never mind. He was very good. But Robinson-Earl's really good. And Travion Williams is also pretty good for Purdue, which is why it's tough to decide who I think will play better. I think Nova plays better. I think Nova wins against Purdue. Then we got Texas Tech versus Arkansas. How good is Arkansas? I don't even know, really. I didn't really even know they were that good. They've got all SEC first team Moses Moody, and then all SEC second team Justin Smith, and then the sixth man of the year in the SEC, J.D. Notae. Wow. All right. Who does Mac McGlung? Terrence Shannon Jr. I like Arkansas in this. They've got a lot of good players. I'm going to take Arkansas in this. And obviously, I'm taking the Buckeyes against Florida. They make it to the Sweet 16 as well. Down on the bottom of the bracket, Meat Chicken versus LSU. Does LSU have anybody that could possibly beat this guy? Newcomer of the year, Cameron Thomas. Trendon Wofford. You know what? I'm going to do it. Bye-bye, Meat Chicken. Get out of here. Nobody likes you. LSU beats you. They move on to the Elite Eight. Florida State wins that, excuse me. They are a much better team. They always play good defense. BYU versus Texas. I think Texas takes that one. Yukon versus Bama. I think Bama is going to take this one. They've got the SEC Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year in Herbert Jones. So, yeah, Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year for sure. Herbert Jones is going to take that one. Illinois versus Georgia Tech. Illinois wins that. Tennessee versus Oklahoma State. I think Cade Cunningham is good enough to take this team pretty decently far in the tourney. We've got San Diego State versus West Virginia. I like San Diego State against Syracuse, but I don't think they can take on West Virginia. Maybe they can. Live by the paint, die by the paint. So they're a paint team. Okay. I think if Texas Tech can outplay them, like shoot the three, I think Texas Tech or San Diego State, excuse me, could upset them. So I'm going to take the 6-seeded San Diego State. What are they, like the Spartans or something? I don't even know what they are. Clemson and Houston. I hate Clemson, so I'm just going to take Houston in there. Plus, it helps that they're the 2 seed. So moving on to the Elite 8 or Sweet 16. Why do I always screw that up? It is the Sweet 16. We've got Gonzaga and Virginia. Now, this is one of the tougher matchups on the bracket. Gonzaga versus Virginia. But if I go in here, I think Gonzaga waxed them a couple of times, right? Yeah, they beat Virginia by 23. Yeah, Gonzaga's too good. I don't think Virginia's going to stand a chance against them. Well, they may stand a chance, but I don't think they'll win them. They'll win that game. USC versus Iowa. USC's got Evan Mobley. He's a big guy, but Luka Garza is also a big pretty big guy, along with Jordan Bohannon, who can shoot the lights out like it says. Joe Wieskamp is good too. Iowa's got some decent players, and Evan Mobley really is the only option for the Trojan, it looks like. I think Iowa moves on. I think Iowa moves on to the Elite Eight. On the Sweet 16 side for the South, Baylor and Nova. I think this is where Nova's run ends. I think Baylor goes to the Elite Eight. And then we've got Arkansas versus Ohio State. I think Ohio State goes to the Elite Eight as well. That's not just bias. I think they're better than Arkansas. Down on the bottom, we've got LSU and Florida State. Florida State's a real good team. Florida State is super good. They are real good. I think Florida State takes this one. Florida State moves on. Bama moves on. Can Cade Cunningham be the sole reason? Can Cade Cunningham be the sole reason? Nah, the Suma is real good. Plus Kofi Coburn is awesome too. Yeah, I think Illinois takes that one. I think Cade could put up a chance. I just don't think he's got enough in the tank to take down Illinois. And then San Diego State had a pretty good team against West Virginia. Houston. Let's see. I don't know. I kind of want to take San Diego State. I kind of think that they could be a pretty decent team. I'm going to take them in the tourney. They're going to be my shocker team, basically, because they're the lowest seed that I have so far. In the Final Four, I'm always one thing ahead. In the Elite Eight, we've got Gonzaga and Iowa and Baylor and Ohio State. I don't think Iowa has enough to counter Gonzaga. So Gonzaga moves on to the Final Four. Baylor and Ohio State, I don't know. I want to say Ohio State, but Baylor is real good. Baylor is real good. Jared Butler is amazing. Teague's good. Mitchell's good. I think this is where the Buckeyes' tourney run ends. I think they end their dancing in the Elite Eight, which is still amazing. But I think there's just too many other good teams this year that have a chance at running the table better than Ohio State. So that hurts me to do. So now we've got Florida State and Alabama. I'm going to take Florida State in this one. I think Florida State's got a very good team this year. And then Illinois obviously will wax San Diego State. So now we got the Final Four. Gonzaga, Florida State, Baylor, Illinois. So the only one seed that didn't make it was Michigan. They suck. So they move out in the round of 32. Gonzaga, Florida State. I have been saying this entire video how Florida State's got a great team. A great defensive team and everything, but it's Gonzaga, man. It's Gonzaga. Like, what do you do against Gonzaga? You can't do much. Illinois and Baylor. I think Illinois got the two guys, DeSuma and Kofi Coburn, that are gonna be able to propel them into the national championship. And then it's a 1 versus 1. How original? A 1 versus 1. But this is what I think could happen. This is what I think. I'm working through the process with you guys, so I think that it's gonna be Gonzaga, Illinois. But I think Gonzaga's just got the best team in the NCAA. They've got Corey Kispert. They've got Drew Timme. They've got Jalen Suggs, who's a monster. They've got just... I mean, Illinois' got a good team too, but I think Gonzaga, they're undefeated for a reason. Yeah, they didn't play a lot of great teams, but they're undefeated for a reason. I think they win. And then we'll go with a tiebreaker of about... We'll say Gonzaga gets 93 and Illinois gets 89. So it'll be a close game. It'll be a high-scoring game. I think that they get... No. Let's take that down. Let's take that down a little bit. Let's go... Gonzaga gets 82. Illinois gets 77. There we go. That's a little bit lower prediction. I think it'll be a high-scoring game because both these teams have pretty high-powered offenses. So I think we're going to submit the picks. Gonzaga is my champion. I like it. I think that this is a pretty solid bracket. You guys can let me know how you filled out your brackets, who you're predicting to be NCAA champion this year. If you guys are even excited for the NCAA tournament, I'm pretty excited. Everybody gets excited for the tournament. It's basketball all day long on multiple days. Who doesn't get excited for that? So make sure to smash that like button, hit the notification bell and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club. We're on the road to 300 subscribers, so help me get there, and that would be awesome. And finally, 3, 2, 1, submit the picks. It is final. Gonzaga is going to be cutting down the nets in Indianapolis. It is 100% final. No going back. This is the official YouTube Juice, World of Juice bracket for 2021. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!